Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the Psych coach, and today I'm going to be giving you 3 game-changing techniques for managing your anxiety. If your anxiety is really high and you would like to do something about it, I can assure you that putting in these 3 behavioural strategies taken from cognitive behavioural therapy will drastically improve how you feel and decrease your anxiety if you put them into practice. Listen up for the 3 game-changing tips. Tip number 1 is confront instead of avoid. When you feel anxious, the behaviour you are typically inclined to engage with is avoidance. Why would we want to deal with things that make our anxiety worse? But the reality is, the more you avoid, the bigger the anxiety gets. So the treatment for managing anxiety is to expose yourself to difficult situations. Confront the things you're putting off, because the more you confront the situations and tell yourself you can cope, the more able you are to deal with situations as they keep arising. The key is to do it bit by bit though, but remember, continually avoiding is only going to make the problem worse. Tip number 2 is to stop reassurance seeking. Reassurance seeking is where you might trawl the internet wanting someone to tell you that the situation's going to be okay, wanting someone to tell you that the way you came across was perfectly fine, wanting the internet to tell you that what you're going through is perfectly okay. Whilst reassurance seeking can have its place and you can take comfort from being reassured by people, continually reassurance seeking will typically make anxiety worse. What often happens is you will reassurance seek to feel better, but you will typically not believe the reassurance that you've received or been given, and you'll think maybe they were saying it to placate me, maybe they don't know the full story, maybe that applied to then, but maybe it's different now, an hour, 2, 5 days, a week later. Stop trying to seek reassurance and instead try to calm yourself down and tell yourself that things will be okay, things will be manageable, the way you came across was good enough, and stop trying to get it externally. Reassurance seeking can be an endless pit of energy that typically will make you feel better in the very short term, but in the long run add to your anxiety. So try to rein it in. And tip number 3 is to decrease over preparation time. If you're feeling anxious about a particular event, if you're feeling anxious about a meeting, if you're feeling anxious about a work situation, there is a chance that you are going to invest in over preparation. Over preparation is where you spend far too long preparing for the event. Someone who spends their afternoon preparing for a 10-minute meeting on a Monday morning. Someone who spends 5 hours thinking about how they're going to interact with some friends they've not seen for a while in a social situation. Someone who spends a whole day preparing themselves physically for a date the following day. All of that is over preparation. Over preparation is a symptom of anxiety, and the more you over prepare, the more you reinforce the fact, goodness me, this is such an enormous thing, I've got to really prepare for it. Actually, do yourself a favour, decrease the amount of time you're spending preparing. Think about other people around you, how long they would spend preparing for the meeting, for a social gathering, for a date, and try and model your behaviour on people in your world who come across as less anxious. Over preparing increases anxiety and isn't going to help you in the long run. The thing you need to do is to employ these 3 tips in your day-to-day life. Make sure you confront situations, make sure you decrease your reassurance seeking, and make sure you significantly reduce your over preparation. By doing those 3 things and changing the behaviours, you will heavily influence the way you feel emotionally, i.e. anxiety. Put that stuff into practice. Good luck, and if you've enjoyed today's tips, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will give you plenty more tips on how you can use psychology strategies in your day-to-day life.